My name is Colby, and I am a client success manager here at Ylopo, and I'm going to be doing a webinar on stars for you. We got our other lovely host here, Gabby. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. Hopefully y'all know me. You've seen me in training, but I am one of the client training specialists here. And today going to be helping Colby show you how amazing and the power behind stars.
All right. So today we're going to be going over Ylopo Stars. I am going to start in Follow-Up Boss for just a minute. And the only reason is just want to show you kind of where the stars link is. Most of you guys already know that, but this doesn't ever go away. I don't know why. That drives me nuts. It's going to take a minute. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and the stars link can be found in the custom field section here. And if you guys have any questions throughout all of this, please feel free to send it to the chat. We'll try to get it answered. But the custom field section is pretty self-explanatory. You know, you're going to find the field that goes into the Ylopo Stars link. You click on it, and it takes you to Ylopo Stars. Okay, and this is kind of where we're going to be at today. And what we're going to try to do real quickly is do kind of like a back and forth between Gabby and I, and Gabby being the customer. We're going to do a little role playing here and see how you'd be using Ylopo Stars as you're talking to the client, right? Or the potential lead, right? So we're going to go, like I'm calling you, ring, 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 ring.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, is this Gabby?
This is her.
Gabby, it's Colby with Core Group Realty. How you doing?
Colby. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I know you probably haven't talked to me yet, but I saw that you were recently on our website, and I just wanted to say thank you for coming along and checking out some properties.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had been getting your emails for a bit, so I'm just always busy. Sorry I didn't answer your calls.
No, that's okay. It's perfectly normal. So real quick, though, since I have you on, I just want to make sure that we have everything set up for you. So are you looking to make a move in the next, little while, maybe like spring, summer next year? I know probably not anytime soon, though, right?
Actually, yeah, I was thinking about having to just maybe move a little closer to work, but in a bigger area. I don't want to move too far from where I'm at now, but the plan is at least next year to be in a new place. I'm just not sure exact timelines or anything like that yet, but I know a year, that's it.
Okay, yeah. So where are you currently located? Are you looking to move like from, where are you looking? Is it like in the same area, or are you looking to move a little bit closer?
The same area, maybe within like a 2-mile radius,
Okay.
really, I love the area I'm in, just need it bigger. And I have so I have a 3-2 that hopefully I can have a pool in my next one, but it's not a must have. And I'm open to going a little bit over 300,000, I think, but ideally between 250 to 300,000 single family residents.
Okay. All right.
And 3-2 is still good, but just right now we're in a very, very small space. So I'm looking, hopefully at least over the 1,100 mark, which we've been at for a bit.
Okay.
And I can give you my address if that helps too.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see if I can find your current address in here.
Yeah, it's 10655 Links, Lynx. Lynx.
Oh, Ly.
Yeah, like the cat. Range.
Ah.
Right there.
San Antonio. Okay, cool. All right, 3-bed, 2-bath. And you said a pool would be cool, but it's not necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're looking for a condo, townhouse, or you're probably looking more for a regular single family
Just
home,
a regular house, yeah. I'd like an office and an extra guest room, so.
Okay, office, extra guest room, perfect. Okay, and all right, looks like we're all good there. So I'm going to go ahead and set you up on a search for something that fits kind of those parameters there. Now, again, I don't want you to feel like you're pressured into like looking at all these all the time or anything like that. I just want to make sure that you're getting stuff in your inbox that makes sense to you, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up to have these emailed to you on a fairly consistent basis. So if something updates, like if something new comes on the market, you're going to see it right away in case, something comes up to where you actually want to be able to leave. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And do you mind if I just email you that link real quick?
Oh, sure. Can you actually text that to me? I think that would be easier.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and text that over to you real quick.
And if I need to change anything, can I just let you know? Can I go in there and adjust it myself? I've never, I've been on your site, but not like a whole lot.
Yeah, you can adjust it yourself, but you actually don't have as many options as I do on the back end to make some changes. So you might get frustrated trying to do it on your own. So just go ahead and send me a quick message, either by text, email, doesn't really matter, and I'll make sure it gets updated for you.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and send that. There you go. So you should have a link to your search now. And that link always updates. Okay. So you're going to be able to go back to that anytime that you want. So even if it's like, 10 months down the road, you're going to always go revisit that link and it'll have updated properties on it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, cool. Now, with that in mind, I remember you said you had your address here. Let me get it back again. I don't know why it automatically populates here. Do you own that property by chance?
I do, yes.
Okay, so you're looking to sell that one and then move into another one, or are we looking to buy two properties? What you thinking?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about potentially just renting this out, but I would be open to seeing what I could get for it. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So since we're so far down the line, it's probably a good idea to set you up on something that that gives you kind of the value of your home. Okay. Reason being is because the market fluctuates a lot. It's not going to be 100% exact. Okay, but it's going to give you an idea of how the market's going up, down, sideways, whatever, right? If you want more of a true value, that's when you want me to go out there and assess the property itself and give you kind of we call it a CMA, okay? And compare properties to it that are on the market that have sold, that sort of thing. And then we'll have a better idea of what it would sell for on the market today, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I already forgot your address, to be honest.
106. Oh, you're good. 10655.
Links, right?
Links like the cat. Yep. There you go.
There we are. Okay. Let me say main home. Okay. All right. And for right now, we're going to send it out to you every 2 weeks. Okay. Is that all right?
Yeah. Can I get it like sooner, or like if that's too much, can I just tell you? Okay.
Yeah. So we can do it every week, bi-weekly, monthly, or quarterly, whatever works better for you. Right now, I suggest bi-weekly just because the market changes quite often right now in prices. So you're probably better off getting bi-weekly.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Sweet. And I noticed that we had my assistant talking to you a little bit, trying to text you. Probably won't need that anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that she's not texting you anymore. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, she was fine. I thought it was automated, so I just said stop. I didn't know.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we got that done. But yeah, I mean, it's been really, really awesome talking to you. The only other thing that I can think of is there are a couple searches or a couple properties that I found in that search that we created for you that I wanted to send your way directly that you may not be able to see because there's like 60 something already in there. Do you mind if I text you a couple of those properties real quick?
Yes, please send me those properties you think I would like.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to do that real quick. Nope, not MLS number, address. There we go. Okay. So we're going to say 250, 300. Bed, 2 bath. No condo. I don't need anything else. I'm going to see a couple of listings here, and I'll send a few over your direction here in just a moment. Okay.
Okay, that sounds great.
Awesome.
And I'm still kind of, like talking to other people. So I don't think I'm ready to work with you just yet, but I am just happy to get all this information.
Sure. Yeah.
About this here.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, again, no pressure. I just want to make sure that, you're getting what you feel like you need in order to make an informed decision.
Yeah, because normally I just, if it's not relevant, it's like someone was sending me something and the properties were like, $3 million and I'm not interested in that. So it's nice to be able to talk to you and dial this in. I had no idea I could do this.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a few properties I found for you. Okay, whoops, I did too many spaces there, didn't I? Okay, there we go. Boom, on its way. Okay, so I got that sent over to you now. Looks like
I just got it. Okay.
Sweet.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
those look great. I love those.
Yeah. They're a little bit larger, for your price range. So I figured, and they're they're fairly new. So I figured that'd probably be a direction that you wanted to go. But either way, I'm happy that we were able to connect. If there's anything that you need from me whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out. Do you mind if I continue contacting you every so often by text or by email, just to check in and see how things are going with you and your family?
No, that's totally fine. I wouldn't mind that, and I appreciate the call. I do have to hop off, but this was great. Now I'll let you know if I see anything or need adjustments there.
Great. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Gabby. If you need anything again, you just let me know. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Time to dissect now. Like Allison said, honestly, not every interaction is going to be like that. But when you get them on the phone and you're coming from, I want to send you better things, or I want to send you the right things. I want to send things that make sense. They're more willing to talk to you. If you're not like, I want you to buy this home, I want you to sell your home to me. It's, did you get those properties I sent over? What did you think about them? I know you're just looking, sort of stuff.
Yeah. And again, this is a demonstration of all the tools that you can use if you're on a call, right? So we don't anticipate all this to happen, right? Like, yeah, a lot of times you're not going to be able to get that many questions in. So, okay, what's the difference between manage push listings and create new search? That's a great question. Okay, so creating a new search, what that's going to do is kind of like the way that you set up on your MLS, where it's going to schedule out listings that it's going to be sending out, and it's going to be doing it automatically for you. So if I go create new search, I can go down here at the very bottom, and it's going to tell me the frequency at which we're going to send these properties out based on the criteria I selected. Okay. And then let me get back to it here. Manage push listings, I hand pick a few properties and I send them to them one time, right? So it's not a scheduled thing where it continually goes. I just hand pick a couple of properties, and that's kind of what I did this last time, where I created this link. I said, here are a few properties that I found. Those are just a couple of properties that I selected. So if I click on this now, it's only going to show those 4, right? It's not going to show the whole search. Yeah. Perfect.
I like to think of the push listing as you're going to give them a reason to want to look at those properties, like it's a call out. And maybe I'm going to send you these because I want your feedback, or maybe you can find that one that, they're like, they really want something. We can highlight that specific thing and send it to them and give them a reason, because we want them to get back on your site. We want them to start looking again. We want them to see your face and remember the name and get see all this text that have come from you, right? Put it all together, because that's the name of the game, is trying to stay in front of them and get some activity going.
Yeah, no, 100%. So we got another question in here from Anthony. It says, can Ylopo Stars get properties without HOA and with HOA in the community section? So the HOA stuff, that is actually dependent on your MLS, right? So if it's available in your MLS, then we can likely do that. But you'd have to let us know if the option isn't there. So I'm going to show you a place where it would be. It's really hard to show you in the demo account because they have access to all MLSs here. Okay. But there's an option underneath all of these where it says featured amenities.
All amenities, yeah.
Okay. And under the all amenities section, you should be able to find your HOA option. If you don't see it in there, then let us know, and we'll see if we can get that added for you. You just let your account manager know, okay, if you don't see it in there. Okay, Jasmine says, if I changed or edited email address because of the wrong email input of Ylopo contact, will they automatically receive a new email of the current listings? So it's not going to just like automatically resend it out, if that's what you're asking. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, hey, we changed the email, we're redoing it. But it'll wait till the next update to send out, like it normally would. Like the schedule doesn't change, if that makes sense. Will the new email of listings come after the new ones are added on the MLS? Yeah, so the way that this works, so the frequency option anyway, okay, so you could say, hey, I'm gonna choose daily, or you could choose weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it means, right? This box right here that's checked, it says enable alerts for new and updated listings, meaning we're only going to send from here on out after the first email. We're only going to send anything that's brand new to that search. So a new property that fits within that criteria, or a price increase or reduction that fits within that criteria. So what this frequency means is we're going to compile that information daily, right? And then if any changes have occurred, like a new property or price increase or reduction, we're only going to send those updates out, right? We're not going to send the full property or the full search. They can go view the full search if they wanted to from a link, but we're not going to send the individual properties that way. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah, I see you in there. There you go.
Why don't we do a Raya topic too next after this? We'll go and just focus on Raya, but I see Igor has a question on there. Okay, and then Allison had asked where it would be and where you are putting a search. Allison, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you're looking for amenities. Great. Yeah, so if you are missing something, like Colby said in stars, let support know. We may have to request your MLS to push that through. We may need some examples from you as well, but we want to make this star site replicable to your MLS. I want you guys using stars because this is what's connected to your home search site, which is what connected to, the priority alerts. The more people we can get active on your site, they're going to see you. They're going to get start seeing relevant properties in remarketing. This is all interconnected. So stop putting them on the MLS if they're brand new leads and they're just kind of looking. We want to get them on here to get these property searches so we can tell you when they're active and engaged and high level.
Yeah, so Jim, you had a question here. Can you actually do a seller alert for properties that are not in your MLS? Mine tends to just sit and spin. Yeah, you should be able to, as long as it's in the same state, right? So if it's out of your state, then it's not going to find it. Okay. Or at least listed as a licensed state that you're in. So like if you're on a border state, for instance, like North and South Carolina, but you're licensed in both, and you tell HomeBot that you're licensed in both, then it'll work for both. So, all right, let's see. Then we said we got one. So if you stop Raya from texting, no future text will be sent ever. Previously, we had 2 choices. All right. This is what you were talking about, huh? Okay.
The updates, yes, updates.
Yeah, the updates. Okay, they're honestly essentially the exact same. The buttons just look different for the most part. So, let me move this out of the way. Holy moly, getting out of control here. There we go. Okay, so when this is paused here, and correct me if I'm wrong because this is a new update, Gabby. Okay. When it's paused here, Raya will never text ever again from an AI perspective, meaning we are not going to proactively reach out, right?
The pausing, Gabby? Are you talking about the function or what it is right now displaying?
No, just the function. This is for AI only though, right? And this is for behavioral drift.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. So, and if I hit pause here, then that means when it says pause and I hit it, that means that it's pausing the campaign. So we're not going to be doing that anymore. This is for drip campaigns that are automatically set up. So it's not like a reactive for AI, if that makes sense. Best way to describe that would be like based on their behavior. So if they come in and say view 3 properties on your website, right? That triggers the priority. And so we're going to go based off of their behavior and start texting them, right? So if you click stop, that means we are going to stop sending those altogether so they'll never get Raya ever again. The problem that we had previously is some people wanted the reactive texting, but not the AI because the proactive outreach is already done enough, right? So we give you the option to stop both now.
The 2 easy ways to manage Raya right there. But I just like to say as a trainer, some of you guys are not utilizing Raya to her full capabilities in the sense that you're depending on her actually too much. I like to see Raya as like you're going fishing. She's going to try to get them on the hook. And once they're on the hook, you should step in and you should take over. You should be your assistant. So that's just making sure like in your CRM, you're looking at people that are engaging and responding to Raya. And that stars is where you'll go and manage those conversations here. So read the cadence, see what they've been talking about. You know, you can prep that person for the phone call that they're going to receive from you at what time. You can talk about how great of an agent you work for as your assistant. You get to control what the better questions here are. Raya is not a licensed agent. She's not an expert in your market, but she's going to be great about getting them to respond or reply. Did you get that report? Are you pre-approved? Are you still looking in this area? But once you've had those conversations, you're going to want to know how to turn off Raya, like Colby just showed you here, so that she's not engaging with those leads we don't need her to anymore. And Colby, I think you brought this to my attention. Actually, it's like once you've had that conversation with them, you know that where they're at, like come and turn her off. Because now, you know, we don't want her asking the same relevant questions. We want to seem like we're on the same page as our assistant. And just remember that this number in stars is not you, it's your assistant. So we'll turn her off through here.
So we have a couple more questions that come up. I'm going to answer Dexter's first because it has to do with Raya, and then I'll go on to Carolina's and Mario's. But it says, what are good rebuttals when a lead responds to Raya stop? This is a great excuse to just call them. Because essentially what they said is, hey, I figured out that you're an automated message and you gave us the option to say stop, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say stop, and I'm going to call them up and say, hey, Mr. Client, this is Colby with Core Group Realty. I noticed that you were speaking with my assistant and you asked her to stop sending you messages. I want to let you know that I got that taken care of and she won't be messaging you anymore. While I have you though, I just want to make sure that I have all my I's dotted and T's crossed, and then start asking them questions. Mainly, have you thought about making a move in the next X amount of time? I don't put like a super short time frame on them personally, but I usually ask a longer time frame like this spring or summer, so even like a year out, and make it seem like I'm not pressuring them. But those are the types of rebuttals that I would do. So yeah, the Raya stop one, everybody gets like frustrated with that, but at the same time, it's such a good way to get an excuse to call them. You can always find an excuse to call them, always, right? So that's one. Now I'm going to go back up to Carolina's here. It says, do you know why it's not possible to have Spanish language options for listing alerts? I don't, but I don't think it's in the works at the moment. I just don't think it was in as high of demand as what we had previously sought. And so I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm sure we can figure that out as far as like if it's in the works or not. Do you know anything about that, Gabby?
No, I would send a request over to support@ylopo.com or to your client success manager. Like, here's what I'd like to see. All of your suggestions, we always take into consideration, and we have a big list and we try to prioritize them based off needs. So if someone else is looking for that, along with thousands of others, that may be something that we implement, you know, in our next update. So always just send us your suggestions too.
Okay. So we got another one that says, can you explain how the seller alert works? Okay, so the seller alert, this is a monster, okay? I'm just kidding, it's not that bad. But when you click into it, it's super, super simple. You put a label, that label is not viewable by anybody except you. Don't put something stupid in there like your home will never sell or something like that, because who knows, maybe the label will be the subject line eventually, right? So don't do that. Then you have two options, right? I usually always go with the address first. And the reason being is if I put the address in, it's going to auto-populate the zip code. If I put a full address in with a zip code, then it's going to send them HomeBot, like a HomeBot report, along with what's called the, I guess, the seller alert, right? So they're going to be able to get the seller experience that Ylopo provides and a HomeBot report, okay? If we do just the zip code, they're only going to get the seller experience, okay? Which is like, the seller experience is just pretty basic information, like how many properties are for sale in the zip code right now, how many have sold in the last 30 days, you know, what's the average price per square foot, you know, basic stuff like that.
Can I show an example?
Yeah, please, feel free.
When you're talking? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you one where we have the address in stars. This is the full address. So we captured a correct address through HomeBot. We can give them the estimated value of their home. And we're going to give them also the market report through Ylopo. So in one email, they're seeing what they could do with the equity, always coming from you, always a unique title. And then we can see Altos research data. Is it a buyer or seller's market? Is it a balanced market? What are some data points for the last 30 days in this market? What are things going for? What do they sell for in my market? And what are things being listed for now? So a really nice way to provide some value about a particular area they might be interested in, and it's specifically, especially if they've got an address tied to that zip code. So just wanted to show that visually. I think it's nice to see. You guys want to know what's going out to your clients. So I do suggest, if you haven't already, add yourself as a test lead and send yourself a seller report. Put the full address, see what these things look like, so you also feel confident into talking, more on this report. And take our HomeBot crash course if you haven't, so we can show you how to use all these good things.
100% agree with that. We got a question in here that says, considering most of us are away from our laptops because you guys are on the road a lot, right? And you're needing to turn Raya off, but you're missing a workaround, like you can't get to their stars link, right? You should be getting text messages from Ylopo about them responding to you via Raya or anything like that. And in there's a link to the stars page. So you should be able to click on that and it'll take you to the stars page and you can turn it off from there. That's what I do personally. And if you don't have that, you might have email notifications that'll have the exact same thing. But generally, I just use the text message ones first. It's just easier for me. So I hope that helps.
I want to answer a couple of quick questions here. Allison had asked me what number when we were referring to Raya. Ylopo has purchased a number for your assistant on your behalf in your area code. So you'll want to ask us what number that is, because that won't be the same for everybody. And then Fernando asked if he should send an introduction. Part of his action plan, Follow Boss, is to send an introduction text to the lead. Do you recommend that we don't do that because Raya is already texting within the first few minutes? I'll leave that one to you, Colby. I know what I'm going to say, but you go ahead.
Personally, I say the more communication, the better. That's just me. Some people may think that it's like overwhelming or whatever it may be, but I personally would say, yeah, go ahead and do it. I don't know about you. What would you say?
For me, I think a phone call would be better if you can. I know you guys are all about, and that's why you have these things like action plans. A phone call can be better, but like Colby said, it's also the more communication, the better. You do want that messaging from you to be, sound personable though, and maybe introduce yourself. I see a lot of people incorporate videos and, thank you for registering and giving them a little bit of insight to who you are from that message. So that way they're just not like, oh, it's an automated one and delete it, because we want them to still be able to text you and you to text them. And that's when I do like when Raya says, when people say stop to Raya, a benefit of that system is now we can, as the agent, still text her. My assistant can't, but I can text them and I can, reference the fact they had been texted by her. I'm a real person now and she's not going to text them anymore.
Yep.
And
No, I 100% agree with you. Calling is king.
Absolutely. And so there are no limits to the amount of people you can import as sellers. You do have a cap at 999 of free ones for HomeBot though. So you can have all the seller leads you want or imported as sellers for no additional charge. But if you're getting them in the HomeBot report, then you get 999 free, and then it's additional $25 per 500 leads. So, and then also another question. Yep, Josh, if you're in the Follow Boss, if you're a Follow Boss user on the app, you can add the no text tag, and that will stop Raya's conversations as well. Jim delayed his Raya.
Because the Follow Boss app for Android and for Apple are different. So like I have an Android phone because I'm archaic and stupid, right? You couldn't even see that. Look at that. Hello, there we go. But I can't add a tag from there. So yes. So just be aware of that. Most people have iPhones though.
And just bringing up some good information about Raya, like you can change the name for everyone, yourself and your team, not each individual agent, but just for the team. We can put quiet hours. So her default non-working hours, she's not responding to people, is from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. We can delay her up to 15 minutes like Jim did. So maybe you do have an ISA team that's calling them right away and you don't want them to call and text and Raya and your stuff. We can delay her for a bit, but I recommend not doing it if you can't. If you don't have to, that will apply for your whole party. And what else about Raya? Let us know if you're a Follow Up Boss user, a Chime user, FirePoint, your stages, those statuses, we can manage Raya too. We can block her for particular ones. So just wanted to touch on Raya for a bit.
We got one from Allison way up there. For are there certain action plans that you recommend for different kinds of leads? That's a tough one. Reason being is there's a whole slew of them that you can use. Really, I really focus on the brand new leads being put up on action plans. After that, like after you speak with them and you want to set them up on different action plans, after you speak with them, that's going to be very, very hard because your guys' area is going to be completely different than mine, right? Your market's going to be completely different than mine. And you've already had a conversation and know what these people want a little bit more, right? So I would say after a new lead that you haven't spoken with, that's probably more on you to be able to set up that action plan that fits your market better and your brand and everything like that, just to be perfectly honest. There are other ones that you can use, but if I were you, I would go through them with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that they fit what you're looking to do. So just keep that in mind.
And that's where you can join our coaches' office hours Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesdays, and ask, what are the best action plans? What are you guys doing? What are you seeing? Everyone's going to have their own preferred, but it's also, like Colby said, it's going to be what works in your market. You want it to sound like you. You want it to be relevant to them. So not always best to just kind of plug and play stuff. And we'll teach you how to do that. Jim can attest. I've seen Jim from when he started till now, and he's learned so much. He's teaching us stuff now, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. And Chloe, before we end, I wanted to just go over a little bit of admin stuff in Stars, some other things to look at. Maybe you're not always doing these things, but I want you guys to know how to use the stuff in here. So admin related, you'll always want to update the contact information in Stars. If you're a Follow Up Boss user, if you update it here, it will update automatically for you in Follow Up Boss. See that change? But it's not going to do it the other way around. Not all CRMs will do that. So just make sure you're changing it in Stars as well if you're getting a better name, email, phone number. Another cool thing you can do on leads, from any lead source, you've got a wrong phone number. We can mark it as bad. We can save it. And what's going to happen is the next time that user tries to come back to our site, like I'm about to now, this pop-up appears. So people are not always going to give us the right information. They might give us a good email because they want to see our stuff, but they don't want to be, called. They don't want to be texted just yet. They don't feel like they need our help right now. Do this, and in order to continue looking, they'll have to provide their number. They will. It'll update. You'll get that updated information. You'll get a priority lead alert that this person is back and active on your site, and give a new number. So come in here for admin. Also, you can see what is currently being sent to them. What are they receiving from this Stars platform? They're on a property search. They are getting a seller alert. We're able to see things like the frequency. When did we last send these? Have they clicked on any of these things? Edit them from here. Have they saved any searches on their home search site themselves? I can see all the searching that they've done on that visit here and what they looked at. I can always see everything they looked at in detail over time. What are good times to try to contact them, or what is of interest to them? I can go view those properties that they've looked at, see what they've favorited. I can see how they keep logging into my site. And I can see what have I sent to them recently. I want to follow up with my client about that list of properties I had just sent over. You can see those ones you've sent in those property searches from here. So there's also a lot of good information, not only tools you'll find in here, but always make sure you're going into Stars when we need to update contact information, or what is being sent out to them, or see this kind of detailed view of this lead experience on your Ylopo home search site.
So we have another one in the Q&A here. It's just, you do have a login to Stars. Your login should be your email address and a password that was provided to you when you first started. So yeah, each individual has their own login to Stars as far as agents and stuff go. The reason being is so we can identify that it's you that's logging in and sending the stuff out and relate it back to your Follow Up Boss account. Usually here, I'm just going to type it here. Usually your password is like this, exactly typed out if you haven't changed it. Okay. And I'm going to send it privately to you. Okay. So that should be your password. If that is not your password with your email address, then you probably changed your password, but you can go and reset that password if you'd like.
And to clear up any confusion too, because I know we might have some newer users in here. If you just go to Stars, there's not going to be anything there, right? But just remember, your CRM is your CRM, and it's what we're not. It's why we need something like Follow Up Boss to integrate with. So you'll always access Ylopo Stars through their link, and that will guide you to the Stars page specifically for that person. So that's just an easy indication to find if they're in Stars. Do they have a link? And then if they do, that's how you'll be taken to their experience and manage the things going out to them from your website. Took me forever to understand that when I first started, because I was never in the system when I first started. All right, I got a question from Jasmine. In order to change things with the Ylopo settings for a search, would we reach out to our client success manager? Yes, you can do that, Jasmine. Them or support@ylopo.com. And if you want to, I would take this as a time just to go through those filtering options, see if you're missing anything, take a note of them. So this can just be like a one and done thing. You let us know what settings you're missing. We'll try to help you get those added on there. Because we want you using those tools. We want you to set those searches up, get people back engaged so we can integrate them with this really great little ecosystem of you. Any other questions, guys? Thank y'all so much for these questions. And we host a Stars training every other week. We're going to have a Stars training where a little bit different from mine and Colby's today. We'll be showing you just going through each specific tool and how to use them so you can really see each one today. We just wanted to see how it is pretty, easy if you can talk to somebody, have that Stars open, and just adjust the things as you're going through it, right? Use the tools on those conversations in your follow-up to re-engage them. And hopefully you can join us on that training if you want that refresher.
Well, and Jasmine, just to answer your question a little bit more in depth, there is actually an option to do that already. And it's, here, let me show you real quick. So it's in the basic criteria, so you don't even have to go into like the all amenities or anything like that. It's days on market, okay? And you can select 3 months, and it should be 3 months and further out, or 6 months and further out, or 12 months, so on and so forth. So generally speaking, so.
Have you seen, Jasmine, on that instance where it's not showing you the relevant properties and it's a dynamic listing alert and not agent defined? Because the dynamicness will allow it to show things a little bit outside of that filtering options. The agent defined one will not. So you might want to check on that too.
Which is all the way down here. Okay, well, a little too far. Hold on. Right here. Dynamic search, agent defined.
Yeah, that'll kick it so it doesn't update. It just stays with whatever you sit there.
If it continues to happen that way, then you contact your client success manager and give them an example of one that's more than or less than 90 days or whatever it may be, and show them the criteria that you got set up, and we should be able to open a ticket and get that taken care of for you. Okay, so we got a couple. Nick, is the only way to add someone to Ylopo is to go through someone else's Stars link? So that's if you're adding them manually, you can do it that way. But what I generally do is I save this link as a bookmark, right? So if I click it, you can see it's already bookmarked because it's a unique link. So I just go to my bookmarks and add it that way. It's a little bit easier. Sweet. And let's see. Can you change the radius from 3 miles? I imagine you're talking about when you're putting in an address here on a search, right? Okay. No, that cannot be changed at the moment. I understand why you would like to do that, but it cannot be changed at the moment.
I would use the polygon tool for the map search in that instance. Yep,
you can go use a map search if you want. There are reasons why you would use within a certain radius, right? So like for me, one reason why I did that previously is like somebody had to be really close to a particular dialysis center. And so that's like the only time I've really used that one. Most of the other time I use Polygon search, but do we need both phone and email to create a stars link? Actually, no, you only need an email address. I would recommend to have a phone number, but you do not absolutely have to have it. Not a problem. Okay, it says it's hard when it has to be an hour and a half drive from certain points in straight lines. yeah, I get that. So because you're looking to do like an actual radius, I mean, the cool thing about this polygon tool, and I personally like the way this one works. So if I were to drive, and it's just because I'm a nerd though, so you can zoom in, right? Say I'm going to zoom in. I don't live in LA, so I have no idea. I definitely don't want to be there though, guys. That sounds like a bad place. So, but we're going to click, 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 click. You can make it as large or as small as you want. It could be I know that straight lines don't necessarily work, but you can do a bunch of small ones and they connect that way. But that's why I personally like it, but I see what you're saying. But again, I don't want to be there, so I'm going to clear that now.
Great question, y'all. Any others? Like we're here in Stars. You've got people that know a lot about it, implement it every day. Want to re-see something? Let us know. Again, homework, if you have not, add yourself as a test lead to your website. Use like a non-work email, use a non-work phone number so you can see that experience, what questions are we asking when they register? What are they getting when they sign up? What are they receiving when you send this? What alerts are you getting on your end? How is that information looking on the CRM side? You feel a lot more comfortable in kind of talking to these reports and knowing what's going out and what verbiage is on there, and you're more likely to use it and that's always my ultimate goal is use your links, get your stuff out there. The more people that are active on your website, the more engagement there is, the more they're seeing your brand, the better the relevant ads we can show them with remarketing. And that's the name of the game is stay in front of them, follow up, and hopefully till they die. They're gonna be using us till they die.
All right, Mario, you have one question here. So when a seller gets the seller alert, does it trigger us on Stars that they are seeing the details they view? So not when they initially get it, because what we deem as important is when they open it, right? So when they open the email, you'll get a Y priority alert saying that they're interacting with their seller experience. If they click on the HomeBot link, okay, to go view HomeBot, then they'll get a tag from Follow Up Boss that says HomeBot_engaged, okay? And that way you'll know that they're engaging with your HomeBot report. You'll also get a notification via text message that they're engaging with both of those. So one of them is just a Y priority, the other one's just a HomeBot engaged. So it's a little different, but yes. So here's another one. If you do a mass import for HomeBot and seller alerts, are they signed up right away? Also, when you create a seller alert, you have to put an address in for them to be signed up for HomeBot. Correct. So yes, on both of those. So yes, they are set up right away. And by the time, when the import is completed, that means they are set up and will be receiving alerts, right? If you have a full address, they are signed up for HomeBot immediately. If you have the HomeBot integration with Ylopo running already, okay? Which if you don't, then I don't even want to get into that, but you should. Sweet, guys. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? You want to tell us how terrible we did? All right, guys. Oh, Jim, thanks.
Thank you,
Nicole.
everybody. Thank you, Colby. But I'm really glad y'all are able to be here and join us. There's these series I believe are still continuing. So join us. You'll be with a trainer. You'll have a client success manager. We'll be talking about something Ylopo. And we just want to make sure you guys are using the tools. You know how to use them, feel comfortable using them, and take advantage of those coaches that are going to show you how to implement them and best practices for sure.
Yes, this will be a recording that'll be sent out. Yes. All right, guys. Well, hey, take care of yourselves. All right. Thanks for
Colby.
hanging.
Nice seeing you. Thank y'all, everybody. Go kill it. Go use that stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.